ABC News political director Rick Klein for more on what's at stake here for the U.S. in these talks with Russia. Rick, feeling the flashbacks from the Cold War, and Russia still demanding a guarantee that Ukraine won't join NATO. Let's talk about why, this is such a threat to Putin.
Yeah, you have to go back to the Cold War to understand the context here. For the last 25 years or so, NATO has been expanding into Eastern Europe. Former Soviet satellite nations have joined the alliance. And the way it works is that an attack on any one member of the NATO alliance is considered an attack on all. So if there were an invasion of Ukraine, say, and NATO was part of, or Ukraine was part of NATO, that would be considered an attack on all Western European nations, including also the United States. And that, of course, has huge consequences. So Putin's view is that this is an area where he and Russia have territorial sovereignty, and that it's NATO should be getting out of their backyard. That is what is driving this conflict, is that Putin appears to be pushing all of the NATO buttons, all the Russia buttons that he has right now, to try to bring this to a head, maybe to get some kind of concessions. They have very hardline views of what NATO should be promising as a result of this, and we'll have to see who blinks.
Well, speaking of blinking, Secretary Blinken said that troop reductions likely will not happen here. So how far is the U.S. willing to go in this situation, Rick?
Yeah, the critical question is whether this is really chess moves or whether this is a build-up to a military conflict. I don't think either side has a real appetite for a hot war, for a shooting war over Ukraine, but that has been a lot of the saber-rattling so far. So I think one reason that Secretary Blinken won't put that on the table now is that it might be an object of negotiations. It might be part of the efforts to try to get Russia to back down. I don't sense that appetite, but it may be that Putin recognizes that President Biden is at a weakened point politically, domestically, distracted with other issues, including, of course, COVID and so many other problems here at home, that this is a moment for him to strike and for him to try to realize what Russia did have before during the Cold War.
And President Biden has said that he wants this new era, Rick, of a relentless diplomacy. Those are his words. How big of a test does the administration face in these talks?
This is number one on the list. I mean, look, Russia has been such a hot button over not just the last couple of years during the Trump era and its aftermath, but far before that. Putin knows that. Putin also knows that his country is not quite on par economically with the United States, that in the famous view of former President Obama, Russia was always punching above its weight, that the United States was so much larger. But if you want to bring in that new era, it really starts with Russia. This is a country that we've had better relations with at times, but this is obviously a low point.
All right, our Rick Klein. Thanks so much, Rick, for the perspective this morning.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.